Alright, fellas. Listen up. You're on a first date. The nerves are real, but you've got this, right? You're thinking, this is my chance to show her I'm confident, smooth, and totally in control. But then, you blurt something out that completely kills the vibe. We've all been there. We've all made those cringe-worthy mistakes that we later regret. Maybe you've asked the classic, "Are you into me?" Or made an awkward compliment about her appearance that's been heard 1,000 times. These little slip-ups can send you straight into the friend zone, faster than you can say, "I'm sorry." So, today, we're going to break down the 5 things you absolutely should never say on a first date. Trust me, these mistakes are more common than you think, and avoiding them could make all the difference between getting a second date or never hearing from her again. But before we get started, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on life-changing tips like these. Let's dive in. You think you've got it all figured out, you're charming, you're funny, you're the man. But then, you say something so off that you can almost see the door closing behind you. Want to know what those killer lines are? Keep watching, because what you say can make or break your chances for a second date. 1. Are you into me? Oh, boy. Do not say this. I'm serious. You're on a date to get to know each other, have fun, and see if there's a connection. Not to put her on the spot and ask if she's into you. It's a huge red flag. This question screams insecurity. It's like you're asking for validation right off the bat. And here's the thing. People can smell neediness from a mile away. You've got to show up with the right mindset, not one where you're desperately searching for approval. Here's the thing. You'll know if she's into you by how she behaves. If there's a spark, it will show. Body language, smiles, eye contact, the way she laughs at your jokes. All of these will give you a pretty good idea. And if you don't get a second date? Guess what? She wasn't into you. Simple as that. If you ask this question, you're basically saying, "I'm not confident enough in myself, so I need to hear it from you right now." It's a total buzzkill. 2. Compliments about her appearance, especially the obvious ones. Let me guess. You walk into the date and immediately say, "You look beautiful," or, "You're so pretty." Listen, there's nothing wrong with giving compliments, but they should be earned, not thrown out there like candy. Here's why. Compliments about appearance are expected. They're the easy route, and pretty girls hear them all the time. From strangers on the street, from random guys at the bar, even from the delivery guy bringing your pizza. It's nothing new to her. And the worst part? Compliments like this come from a place of weakness. You're on a first date, which means you're essentially a stranger to her. When you compliment her on her looks, you're just another guy doing the same thing everyone else does. And it doesn't make you stand out. It actually makes you seem like you're not really interested in who she is. You're just interested in her looks. So, what should you do instead? Talk to her like a real person. Ask about her experiences, her passions, her goals. Compliment her on something more meaningful, like her sense of humor, her intelligence, or the way she carries herself. A meaningful compliment will show her you're not just looking at her as a pretty face, but as someone with depth. 3. Do you want to go on another date? This is another rookie mistake. This question might seem harmless, but in reality, it sounds desperate. Imagine you're out with a woman, having a great time, and then you ask, "Do you want to go on another date?" It's a subtle way of saying, "Please, tell me I'm good enough. Please give me a reason to hope." Here's the thing. A high-value man doesn't beg for another date. He simply declares his interest. Instead of asking, "Do you want to go out again?" say something like, "I'd love to see you again." See the difference? The second option is a statement, not a question. You're saying, "Hey, I'm confident and I'm interested, but I'm not needy." When you ask for a second date, you're putting pressure on her. You're signaling that you're not sure if she likes you, and that uncertainty is a turn-off. Instead, let the night unfold and see how she feels after it's over. A man who's really high value doesn't need to check for validation during the date. He's confident in himself, and he knows that if the connection is there, it will show. 4. I'm really nervous, are you? Okay, look, nervousness is totally natural, especially on a first date. But do you really want to lead with, I'm so nervous, are you? No, you don't. Why? Because it's an immediate signal that you're insecure. You're looking for her to reassure you, and again, that's not an attractive quality. Here's the truth. Women are drawn to men who are comfortable with who they are and who can handle themselves with ease. Yes, everyone gets nervous, but your date doesn't need to know that right away. Instead, focus on making her feel comfortable. Show up as the confident, relaxed version of yourself. If you're genuinely nervous, keep it to yourself. Talk about interesting things, keep the conversation flowing, and let your natural charisma shine. 5. I've been on so many dates. I know what I'm doing. Listen, being confident is great. But sounding cocky? Not so much. Telling your date that you've been on a ton of dates and know exactly what you're doing is not the flex you think it is. What it actually says is that you're not really invested in this date, you're just going through the motions. And that's boring. Dating isn't about playing a game where you try to win by being experienced. It's about building a real connection with someone. When you talk like a know-it-all, you're showing that you're not genuinely interested in getting to know her as a unique individual. It's like you've got a checklist, and she's just another box to tick off. Instead, keep it genuine. Be curious about her thoughts and opinions. Ask open-ended questions. Show her that you're really invested in this date, and that you're interested in her, not just the next girl. So there you have it. The 5 things you should never say on a first date. If you want a second date, or maybe even a long-term connection, you've got to play it cool. Keep your insecurities in check, focus on building rapport, and most importantly, be yourself. No need to try too hard. Let the conversation flow naturally, and remember, confidence is key. And hey, if you're feeling a little nervous, that's okay. Just don't let it control you. And if you mess up, don't sweat it. Dating is about learning, growing, and meeting new people. If this date doesn't work out, there are plenty more to come, but with these tips in mind, you'll be way ahead of the game next time. Now, go out there and crush it. And remember, don't say these 5 things. Trust me, you'll thank me later. If you've made it this far, leave a comment below and let me know. What's the worst thing you've ever said on a first date? And if you want more dating tips like these, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on more no-nonsense advice.